Hi guys, so I'm back with a new video and let's talk about Riff. So I gotta give you a few disclaimers before I get into my review. So first of all, this will be the last video for a few weeks. I was already planning on taking two weeks off because I have some holidays abroad and I also have some other commitments. So 2 weeks off I was already planning on taking, but I'm gonna go through a minor surgery, so I won't be able to speak properly for a few days, and those were the days where I was planning on reviewing a few other films. So yeah, this is going to be the last for about 3 weeks. I will probably come back with the Fantastic Four review. That will be probably my next video. We'll see how things go and what I can do in the meantime, but it's my plan for now. Second disclaimer, I've seen this film like a week ago, so not everything is super fresh in my mind. And I'm aware this movie came out in the US like in the beginning of the year, but it's only coming out now, like it only came out this week or last week, something like that. And yeah, but I wanted to watch it. I was waiting for it to come out on the big screen, so I'm here to review it for you. So post all those disclaimers. Let's get to the video. So if you don't know what Riff is about, this is a crime thriller comedy about this couple that just appears unannounced in his dad's house, at his dad's house. And yeah, it's a crime film, so there's some things going on, and the movie actually starts with some sort of crime, and you just spend basically the whole film trying to figure out how they got there. The reason why I wanted to watch this film was the cast. So this film stars Lewis Pullman. It also stars Ed Harris, Pete Davidson, and it has like a really big cast, a lot of big names. So it's really weird that honestly I have never seen anyone talk about this film. The only people that I've seen like lately talk about this one are the Lewis Pullman fans that, just like me, are going through his filmography and just discovering this film. But honestly, not even those have talked a lot about this one. So yeah, I guess let's get to my thoughts. So as I said, I've seen this like a week ago, so it's gonna be hard to review it, but it was already hard to review it after I watched it, because it's a really weird film to explain, and to just the whole feel of the film is really odd. As I said, it's a crime thriller comedy, and the mix of those three elements just don't really go that well in the film. I would assume like a crime comedy would hit, but this one, I don't know if they were just trying to be really unique, and I liked the aspect of the film. So they do some different things with the camera, like some editing choices, I would say, that just really give the film a unique and a kind of indie vibe, which I liked. But the tonal shifts between the crime and the comedy just don't really flow that well. It's a really dry comedy, and a lot of the times it didn't really hit. I don't know, it was just weird. But the crime aspect was actually really intriguing. Like, as I said, it starts out with the crime being like committed in a way, and you just, yeah, try to figure out how those characters got there and how everyone is intertwined. So that part of the film I liked. And the thing is, there are a lot of things that I liked, but at the same time, it's a film that didn't really impact me that much. As I said, I watched it a week ago and I don't really remember it that well. And there are films that I've seen like 2, 3, 4 months ago, like in the beginning of the year, and I remember them vividly. They really stuck with me. So this is one of those films that it's not exactly bad, but it's not really memorable. It's kind of, yeah, it's a weird mix. And again, it's weird that people aren't really talking about it, or I haven't seen people talk about it even when it came out in the US, because the cast like has a lot of big names, but as I said, the selling out point for me was Lewis Pullman, and he actually has a major role in the film. And I liked everyone. The acting was good. As I said, I liked the editing choices and the cinematography. The story was somewhat interesting, but I also think the film runs for a little bit too long. Maybe it should have been like 15 minutes shorter. And yeah, it's not a really memorable film. I guess that's the issue. So I guess poster, let's get to my scores. So overall, I'm gonna give the film a 3 out of 5, but I think I should say that 1 star is only for Lewis Pullman. Honestly, it's like I don't feel like the film is a 2, but I also don't think, yeah, it's not a 3 either. I would say it's more than a 2.5. It's a really weird thing because, as I said, I think this film has potential, should have been really good, but somehow it isn't. It's just pretty meh, pretty average. But because of Lewis, I'll give it a 3 out of 5. Cinematography, I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5. As I said, there are some really interesting things that they do with the camera. I liked most of the film, like visually, but it just needed just something else. But I really enjoyed the cinematography. And originality, I think I'm gonna give it a 2.5, because I feel like we have seen this story before, like this type of crime, like the reasoning behind things. It just feels like this has been done before, definitely. It's just like the dry humor behind the film that gives it like a different edge, but not even that. Like it feels like a really, it's a weird film, but it also like really stereotypical. So again, I just have a really hard time to describe this film and to just really understand how I feel about it. So yeah, those are my thoughts. So yeah, as I said, these are my thoughts on Riff, Raff. If you have seen the film already, please tell me in the comments what you thought. Tell me if you've only watched it because of Louis, because I mean, same. And yeah, tell me if you agree with me, like if it's a really weird film to describe and it's just not a really memorable one. I think Louis is really good in it, and this character is kind of different for what he usually does, but that's not enough. So yeah, tell me everything in the comments. Yeah, the next video will take a while. Hopefully I can just film something else in between, like these 3 next weeks, but just don't expect that. Be expecting just for the Fantastic Four review at the end of the month. And yeah, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!